How you doing, my friend?
Doing well. Life is good when the Oilers are winning.
Yeah. Before we get into that game last night, that spectacular come from behind victory for the Edmonton Oilers, we need to bounce this off of you. We know that you're a big Arby's fan. Have you heard of the Meat Mountain?
Please tell me.
Okay. It is 2 chicken tenders, slices of roast turkey, pit smoked ham, corned beef, brisket, Angus steak, roast beef, and pepper bacon, also with cheddar and Swiss cheese. Apparently, it's on the Arby's secret menu. So if you go to Arby's and say, give me the Meat Mountain, they know what you're talking about.
Just give me the ark. Basically, every animal under the sun goes on
That's
that
a better name.
I'm into it.
The Ark.
I'm into it.
We're trying to figure out if we can get it here at Arby's Canada. Locke might get it before he's got a chiropractor appointment later. So
I'm worried about shitting myself though if I have that and then go to the chiropractor and get adjusted.
Oh yeah, you could be blowing a gasket for sure if that happens. I think
an O-ring.
I think the thing that I love secret menus like that. You know what I mean? Because there are people that know all of those things and they go up and they've got it's almost like a point of pride that they know that the Meat Mountain exists. And I like it. I'm all for it.
Even the McDonald's one. You ever meet somebody that orders
a gangbang or whatever?
No, I was going to say you get the McDoubles, but you get them dressed as a Big Mac. They'll do that. People are always so proud of that.
There's another one though that's called the
there's the McGangbang.
Yeah,
just I can't remember. It's a chicken and burger and
yeah. Anyway,
throw some fish on there. Get a surf and turf.
I'm gonna try this at some point this week. Not today. Today's not my day, but I'll keep you posted on this. Okay, Baggedmilk?
Yeah, maybe keep somebody on hand too, just in case you start having a heart attack midway through.
I had 4 beef and cheddars like a month and a half ago.
And curly fries and a large Coke.
Because Jimmy was offering to buy lunch, so I went hog wild. And I didn't get through all the curly fries, but I did manage to eat all 4 of the Arby's beef and cheddars. So,
well, that's a man-sized meal, and you know what? I feel like you deserve it. That's feeding the temple. That's what that is.
That's exactly what that was. And then 2 weeks later, we went vegan. Anyway,
yeah.
So the win last night, the thing that I think that you get from a victory like that is a little bit of chutzpah leading into the next game. Do you not agree?
Well, for me, I looked at last night's game as a very big chance for the Oilers to kick another team while they were down. Edmonton, before last night, had won 9 of their last 11 games. Vancouver had only won 2 of their last 11. So I looked at it as, okay, this team is struggling. You got to kick them while they're down. That's what good teams do. And I got to say, early on in the first period when they were down by a field goal, I was like, I don't know if this is going to happen tonight. It just seemed like it wasn't going to be one of those nights. But then, to your point, Locke, they had the confidence to keep chipping away shift by shift, goal by goal. They clawed back, and they ended up winning. And if I'm Vancouver, I got to feel super dejected going into Game 2 on Thursday because they had that game. They had it up by 3 goals before it's even 20 minutes old, and to blow it with 4 straight against, they cannot be feeling very good about themselves. Even if you look at last night's post-game interviews, the players were just bummed out. They were dejected.
Yeah.
You look at Travis Green on the bench; he's just like, "What is going on?" So I'm looking at this as another opportunity, like we saw against the Flames, to sweep a series against a team that is just not playing very well right now.
With the the Canadiens this morning made a coaching change. With how badly the Canucks are playing, I wonder if there's some risk there for Travis Green, maybe, because that team.
It makes me happy too, because early in the season I was getting carved on social a little bit because I kept calling Montreal fake news. I was like, there's no way. I just don't believe they're as good as they were playing, and they came back down to earth. I was surprised to see them fire a coach already. I feel like that was a little bit of a knee-jerk reaction, but I guess in a short season, you do what you got to do.
Yeah, because they're still 9-5.
Don't they just fire Claude Julien every 5 years, and then he goes away, goes and sits in the cabin for 5 years, and then comes back when they're doing poorly again?
Well, I imagine there's going to be another team that's looking. I'm looking at you, Ottawa. Another team that's looking for a French-speaking coach, and Julien will just get slid in there ASAP Rocky again. It just seems like that's how it goes with him. He's always unemployed for 2 minutes at a time.
I think they have to hire that Mikhail Therrien back because he's the other guy that they rotate in every once in a while. Michel Therrien.
As long as you're bringing in French-speaking people, I mean, the talent pool is kind of shallow there. So it seems like a matter of time before Therrien goes back.
One quick note on something that's really close to your heart. Are you concerned at all that there's not a lot of talk about RNH and locking him down on a long-term deal?
It's interesting that you bring that up because it seems like over the last couple of days it's really started to pick up with Nugent-Hopkins. All the insiders, from all the networks, they're all poking their nose in. And yesterday on 31 Thoughts, Elliot Friedman's blog at Sportsnet, he wrote about Nugent-Hopkins saying the player wants to stay in Edmonton. The team wants to keep him. That's a good spot to start in. It's just now they have to navigate what is undoubtedly tricky financial circumstances with a flat cap over the next handful of seasons. According to that article by Friedman, maybe the NHL thought that things would have recovered a little bit more by now, which, I mean, for a guy like Nugent-Hopkins, this is a very unfortunate time to be hitting unrestricted free agency and really have your earning capacity limited. But I'm not too worried about it. I think there's a lot of time to get something done. I think that Friedman is right when the player and the team both want the same thing that you're probably going to get in a good spot. It's going to be interesting to see what the number comes out at because he's the team's third best forward. It's not close. They need him. And I think it would be a tough sell to both McDavid and Draisaitl to just let him go because of a few $100,000. I mean, the last time the Oilers tried to mess around with Orion's money and stiffed him over a few $100,000, things didn't end up so well. We were all crying at the airport. So I think it'll get done. There's plenty of time. So, no, I'm not too nervous as a long-winded answer to your question. Yeah.
I'd hate to see he's just part of the fabric, right?
Well, it's interesting to see that he hasn't aged at all, and he's been here a decade. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Considering some of the seasons he's lived through, he should look like a battled war veteran that just came back from the war,
Yeah. Well, we'll keep our fingers crossed that they manage to work out something.
And we look forward to the Canadiens hiring Jacques Martin back again.
Jacques Martin. Jacques Martin. Yes. And I will keep you posted on this, the hunt for the Meat Mountain or the Ark.
That sounds like an Indiana Jones movie.
I feel like this is the excitement I need today.
Thanks, Baggedmilk.
Thank you, boys.